for that. Now, the third speaker is attempting the advanced manual project number 4. And to know about the objectives, I request Toastmaster Kuriya.
Objectives of project number 4, storytelling series, the touching story. First, to understand the techniques available to arouse emotion, and to become skilled in arousing emotions while telling a story. Time 6 to 8 minutes. The speaker has asked for 1 extra minute. Okay.
This speaker is a very meticulous Toastmaster who performs all his duties with perfection. Last year he was the VP Education, and we have seen how he is working every time and meeting all his targets. Now let me invite Toastmaster Bijoy Barlayan to deliver a talk on Let's Make a Difference. Let's make a difference, Bijoy Barlayan.
Other than your parents, who has inspired you the most in your life? If I ask this question to the whole universe, minimum 90% of them will say, it's a teacher. Our society, culture, tradition, everything taught us, Mata, Pita, Guru, Deva. Next to our parents, it's always a teacher. Then only God comes to the picture, isn't it? Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and most distinguished guests. Today I am going to share with you all a beautiful story of a teacher and a student. Once upon a time, a teacher by name Mrs. Thompson joined a new school as a class teacher in the 6th standard. It was her first day in the school. She entered the podium, looked at the class, and she had this habit of starting the class by saying, love you all. But she knew she was lying. She was not feeling that love towards a boy who was in the back row, kept very untidy. And there was nothing positive in there to draw the attention of Mrs. Thompson. For the next few days, she was a little indifferent to that child. For every negative reasons, she picked him and ignored him for all the positive examples. Weeks passed by. She was preparing the progress reports for the first quarter. And there was a system in the school that all the progress reports should be countersigned by the headmaster. And the headmaster asked Mrs. Thompson, teacher, a progress report should report some progress. The parents should feel that their child has a future. And the way you have written the progress report for Teddy, that's how he was called. The way you have reported the progress report for Teddy, his parents would definitely give up on him. Immediately, Mrs. Thompson replied, sir, what can I do? I'm helpless. I don't have anything positive to add on that. Immediately, the headmaster asked the office staff to trace out the previous year's progress report and send it across to Mrs. Thompson's table. When she was referring to the 3rd year progress report, which was concluded that Teddy is the brightest student in the class. She could not believe what she was reading. When she read the 4th year progress report, suggestively all the remarks, it was concluded that Teddy's mother is diagnosed with terminal cancer. She is not able to do the attention she was used to give to him. And this has started showing decline in the performance of Teddy. And the 5th year progress report read, Teddy had lost his mother along with himself. There were tears rolling down from Mrs. Thompson's face. She looked at the principal and said, I know what, I'm going to correct myself. She rushed back to the class, Probably it was again a Monday morning. She entered the podium, looked at the students and said, "Love you all." But she knew she was lying. The love she was having towards Teddy was much more higher than the rest of the students in the class. She picked him for all the positive examples and ignored him for all the negative examples. And this incident brought Teddy from the back row to the front seat. And during the last few days of the class, all the students, they brought beautiful gifts for their teachers. But there was a gift which was wrapped in an old newspaper. By the sense of a teacher, she knew it must be from Teddy. She has decided to open it first. When she opened it, she got a half-used perfume bottle and a bracelet from which few stones were already fallen. And the classroom started laughing as they knew it was Teddy. Teachers smiled at the students, especially to Teddy who was sitting on the front row. She took that perfume bottle and sprayed on her body. She wore that bracelet. And with a quarter smile on her face, from the front row, Teddy said, "Teacher, now you smell like my mother." There were tears in everyone's eyes in that classroom. And on the last day of the school, Mrs. Thompson got a letter on her table which read, "I have seen few teachers in my life. You are the best teacher I have ever seen. With love, Teddy." Every year, till the end of the schooling, Mrs. Thompson got such beautiful letters on her table. "I have seen few more teachers in my life, but you are the best teacher I have ever seen." Years passed by and they lost contact. Somehow an agent traced the location of Mrs. Thompson, who had been retired by now, and handed over a letter to him. And the letter was signed by Dr. Theodore, PhD. How Teddy has gone on to become a doctor, a PhD holder. And the letter read, "I have seen many more teachers in my life. Mrs. Thompson, this is your Teddy. You are the best teacher I have ever seen. And I'm getting married. I cannot dream of getting married without your presence. Please find the attached to and fro tickets with confirmed accommodation details." She couldn't resist. With much more alacrity, she decided to attend the marriage. When she reached the church, she was supposed to sit in the back row. But there were volunteers who assured and guided her to the front row. And my dear friends, right in the front row, there was a chair with a placard written, "Mother." Dr. Theodore personally came and requested her to sit on the chair, and he whispered, "Ma'am, you are the only human being closest to my mother. Please accept this chair." She couldn't deny. She sat on the chair, and the marriage went on well. Immediately after the marriage, Teddy introduced his wife to Mrs. Thompson and said, "Without her, I wouldn't have been where I am today." Seeing this, Mrs. Thompson replied, "Without Teddy, I would have never realized that a teacher first must be a parent to each and every child in his class." Later on, Teddy requested her not to leave them, and they lived together forever after. My dear friends, this is my request to you. When you go back to your home, society, or even to Toastmasters, there is a Teddy sitting near to you. And you can be that Mrs. Thompson, who can make a turning point in others' life, who can be a lifting hand for somebody else's life, and above all, who can make a difference in someone's life. I would like to give a beautiful quote by Bhishma. The parents, they only author one's being and create body. The teacher only injects life to it. Until today, even after the advancement of so-called technologies, teaching is the only profession of human being in which we are yet to develop any tool that will convert a common man to a most competitive man. I trust you, I beg you, together we can make a difference. Over to you.
Thank you, Bijoy, for making that difference. Now let's break the tea.